Welcome to Karma's Harvest. Today, we tell the story of a boy who discovered a bag of infinite life, but in his hunger for power, chose to consume it rather than plant it. This is the tale of the boy who became the very thing he sought to control. In the quiet village of Oakhaven, there lived a boy named Elias. Elias was not a boy of malice, but he was a boy of profound scarcity. He believed that for him to have enough, others must have nothing. He guarded his toys, his bread, and even his laughter, as if they were fading embers in a winter storm. But his greatest disdain was reserved for the sky specifically, the birds. To Elias, the sparrows and finches were thieves, tiny winged looters waiting to steal the crumbs from his table or the berries from his garden. He spent his days throwing stones and shouting into the wind, driving them away from his world. One afternoon, while wandering through the ruins of an ancient, forgotten greenhouse at the edge of the woods, Elias found it, a small burlap pouch tied with a string of silver silk. When he opened it, his eyes widened. Inside were seeds unlike any he had ever seen. They didn't look like dried husks. They pulsed with a soft golden luminescence, like fallen stars. A weathered parchment inside the bag read, "Plant one to feed a village. Plant all to green the world. But remember, a seed's purpose is to die so that life may begin." Elias felt the weight of the pouch. In his mind, he didn't see forests or gardens. He saw power. He realized that if he planted these, the whole world would benefit. But if he kept them, he alone would possess the magic of the earth. A selfish thought, dark and heavy, took root in his heart. If I plant them, I lose them. But if I consume them, the infinite power of growth will belong to me forever. Ignoring the warning on the parchment, Elias began to eat. He pressed the golden seeds into his mouth one by one. They tasted of honey, sunlight, and ancient rain. As he swallowed the last of the infinite hoard, a strange warmth spread through his veins. He felt strong. He felt eternal. He laughed, shaking his fist at a passing crow. "Look at me now!" he shouted. "I am the harvest." But the warmth soon turned into a heavy, aching heat. His feet felt leaden, sinking into the soft soil of the greenhouse floor. He tried to lift his legs, but they wouldn't move. Looking down, he gasped in horror. His toes had lengthened, turning brown and gnarled, boring deep into the cool earth like thirsty veins. His skin began to harden, turning a vibrant, coarse green. The transformation was slow and relentless. Elias tried to scream, but his neck stretched upward, reaching for the sun that now seemed to call to him with an irresistible command. His arms stiffened, sprouting wide, jagged leaves that fanned out to catch the light. His very face began to change. His hair turned into a crown of brilliant golden petals, and his features flattened into a vast, dark disk filled with thousands of new, ripening seeds. By sunset, Elias was no longer a boy. He was a giant sunflower standing 10 feet tall, rooted forever in the spot where his greed had overtaken him. Then came the sound he feared most, the fluttering of wings. The birds returned, the same sparrows he had stoned, the same crows he had cursed. They didn't see a boy, they saw a miracle. They saw a feast provided by the universe. Elias, trapped within the golden prison of his own body, could do nothing. He had no hands to throw stones, no voice to shout. He could only watch with his unblinking, floral eyes. As the birds landed on his heavy head, he felt their tiny claws grip his petals. He felt their sharp beaks gently tugging at the seeds, the very seeds he had swallowed to keep for himself. Each seed they took felt like a memory being reclaimed by the earth. It was a slow, humbling undoing. To survive, he had to draw water from the dirt and light from the sky, only to turn it into food for the creatures he had once hated. Elias finally understood the weight of the parchment's words. A seed's purpose is to die so that life may begin. By trying to keep the life for himself, he had lost his own. Now his only purpose was to give. He was the harvest now, and the birds were the harvesters. In the silence of the garden, the giant sunflower stood as a golden monument to a simple truth. What we refuse to share will eventually consume us, and what we give away is the only thing we truly keep.